Okay. Book recommendations and library things. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Let me make sure that my sound isn't as loud. So, I have been a librarian for about 4 years now. I started at the tail end of 2022, but I have worked in a library for about 12 years, the library that I currently work at. So I've been at that library for a very long time. So I'm just wanting to talk about book recommendations, kind of what people are enjoying reading. I figured I would share some of my recommendations, or at least the books that I continue to reread. So I really want this to be a conversation. I don't want it just be me talking at people. If you have any book recommendations, please feel free to put those in the chat. Okay. I'm also opening up my Twitch on my phone so I can make sure that the sound and everything is fine. So give me a second. Just doing some testing here. Okay, so the sound seems to be going through just fine. Let me go ahead and see about let me go grab some books that I've read that I really enjoy. Okay. Actually, okay. So, I'm gonna first start out with some books that I have read that I really enjoy, because I feel like, that'll be just helpful in the conversation. So, the first one Ooh, When Women Ruled the World. This one was really good. I really enjoyed this one. It's more about Egypt and Egyptian women. So the back says, in today's political landscape, female rulers are few and far between. But thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt, women reigned supreme, controlling the authoritarian state as power brokers in times of war and peace, a rare phenomenon across human history. Through the seductive lens of 6 remarkable female pharaohs, including Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, and Cleopatra, celebrated Egyptologist Kara Cooney examines what made Egypt unique among history's great empires, exploring how these queens ruled, why they were erased from history, and how their reigns may govern our own perception of leadership today. In a provocative narrative unlike any Egyptian history you've ever read, Cooney shines a piercing light on why female power has seldom been allowed through the ages and why it matters more than ever. And I really enjoyed this because I also enjoy like reading like mythology type books as well. So yeah. This one is really good. When Women Ruled the World. If you haven't read it yet, I definitely recommend it because it goes through different female pharaohs and their reigns. And I just thought that was really interesting. So, it seems my cat has decided that she's going to interrupt as well. So, see. Okay. 1 second. Alrighty. Now I've got the fan on. Thank goodness. Okay. Okay. The next one is Pandora's Jar. Women in the Greek Myths, Natalie Haynes. I thought this one was really good. I actually got this while I was traveling in Europe. I actually believe I bought this in the UK. And I really enjoyed this novel. In the back of it says, the Greek myths are among the world's most important cultural building blocks and have been retold many times, but they rarely focus on the remarkable women at the heart of these ancient stories. Modern tellers of Greek myth have usually been men and have routinely shown little interest in telling women's narratives. And when they do, those women are often painted as monstrous, vengeful, or just plain evil. In Pandora's Jar, Natalie Haynes, broadcaster, writer, and passionate classicist, readdresses this imbalance. After millennia of stories telling of gods and men, be they Zeus or Agamemnon, Paris or Odysseus, Oedipus or Jason, the voices that sing from these pages are those of Pandora, Clytemnestra, Jocasta, Medea, Eurydice, and Penelope. So, really, really, really enjoyed this one as well, and I just think the cover is really cool. So, but I loved getting to read about different Greek women that you don't traditionally like get to read about. It's not about like Artemis or Athena. It's kind of like the maybe the less known ones, I guess. Even though they're pretty like well known as well. So, but anyway. let's see. Okay. So this next one has been like my top book since it basically came out. And that is Circe. Actually, it's probably better to put it here, by Madeline Miller. This book is so... Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the reflection. This book is so good. It focuses on Circe, which... Let's get to the about. So, which this one is now is on the inside. And what I love about the inside of this is the map that you get. So I think it's so cool. Okay, so in the house of Helios, god of the sun and mightiest of the Titans, a daughter is born. But Circe is a strange child, not obviously powerful like her father, nor viciously alluring like her mother. Turning to the world of mortals for companionship, she discovers that she does possess power, the power of witchcraft, which can transform rivals into monsters and menace the gods themselves. Threatened, Zeus banishes her to a deserted island where she hones her occult craft, tames wild beasts, and crosses paths with many of the most famous figures in all of mythology, including the Minotaur, Daedalus and his doomed son, Icarus, the murderous Medea, and of course, wily Odysseus. But there is danger too, for a woman who stands alone, and Circe unwittingly draws the wrath of both men and gods, ultimately finding herself pitted against one of the most terrifying and vengeful of the Olympians. To protect what she loves most, Circe must summon all her strength and choose, once and for all, whether she belongs with the gods she is born from or the mortals she has come to love. With unforgettably vivid characters, mesmerizing language, and page-turning suspense, Circe is a triumph of storytelling, an intoxicating epic of family rivalry, palace intrigue, love, and loss, as well as a celebration of indomitable female strength in a man's world. So, really enjoyed this one. I always read this constantly. And I actually have a tattoo of Circe. I don't know if yeah. So Circe, and then here are all the pigs. So I just loved this story. I thought Madeline Miller did a phenomenal job. And the other book that Madeline Miller other books that Madeline Miller has written, I've really enjoyed as well. But Circe is definitely one of my favorites. So, sorry. All right. So I realized there's kind of been a theme going on with mythology. So the last one that I would like to recommend is Storm of Olympus by Claire M. Andrews. I really enjoyed this. I thought, it following the character Daphne. It's part of a series, which is Daughter of Sparta, which I'm pretty sure I have that, but this is, I think, the final book in the series, so FYI, this is part of a series. It starts with Daughter of Sparta, which, when I read that book, immediately fell in love with the character Daphne, in love with the story. And so, let's see. So this book, Storm of Olympus, I'm going to read the inside for it as well. Also, figured I'd show the map. So, oh dear. Which is just really cool. But, okay. So, after fighting in the Trojan War against her own people, Daphne is plagued by memories of her family, of her shortcomings, of her lover, Apollo, and of the secrets he and the gods keep. As she reels from the horrendous sacrifice she had to make and her own failure in the battle for Troy, she knows the Titans are out there, just beyond the island of Aiaia, where she's taken refuge, waging a war against the world. As Daphne struggles to regain her will to fight as well as rein in the new abilities that have been thrust upon her, the gods call for her help once more. But it has been prophesied that she will bring about the ruin of Olympus and the downfall of Sparta, just as she caused the destruction of Troy. Now, as she begins to witness her terrible destiny coming true, she must become a hero to rival those of myth and save the gods, her people, and the world, or she will watch it all burn around her. Yeah. Yes, so the first book is Daughter of Sparta, and then the second is Blood of Troy. And the series is so good. I also just, even if you're not a huge, Greek mythology reader, I think that the story can even appeal to non-mythology type readers as well. So, yeah. Well, I will be right back, and then I will talk about what I'm currently reading. And then I might end it there. Not entirely sure yet, so we'll see. But I will be right back. turn that down. All right. So, what am I currently reading? So, my husband and I, we just went to Europe again, but we saw Eastern Europe, so Germany, Austria, Poland, that kind of area. And I got this book while I was in Germany, and it's called The Boy Who Followed His Father into Auschwitz. I had never read this book before, but it sounded really interesting. And it says, Gustav and Fritz Kleinmann are father and son in an ordinary Austrian Jewish family when the Nazis come for them. Sent to Buchenwald concentration camp in 1939, they survived 3 years of murderous brutality. Then Gustav is ordered to Auschwitz. Fritz, desperate not to lose his beloved father, insists he must go too, and though he is told it means certain death, he won't back down. So it is that father and son together board a train bound for the most hellish place on earth. And I am on page 152 out of, that's the index, book discussion-ish. Out of 352. Oh, no, wait. It's acknowledgements. Out of 339. So 152 out of 339. I am enjoying this book. It is kind of hard to get through. This is by Jeremy Dronfield. And so that's what I'm currently reading. Another one that I'm currently reading is Semi Well Adjusted by Alison Stoner. I haven't gotten too far into this, but this is basically like my next one. When my husband and I went to Indiana PopCon, I met Allison and bought her book. So she's super nice, and I'm really excited to get into this and read it and kind of learn more about her story. So yeah, but with that, if there are no questions, I will end the stream here, and feel free to follow my Discord, which is linked in my profile, and my Instagram is also linked. But with that, thank you for tuning in and watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!